All right. We are 5 minutes before showtime. So I'm live. That's exciting. It's good to just be alive anywhere. We are going to give this a few minutes here. We wanted to make sure all the moving parts are working. Very, very, very excited to be doing this. LinkedIn Live. It's always an interesting platform when you run an event on LinkedIn. This part is not part of the session. Don't be like, what happened to Jay? Why did it become so boring? This is not part of the fun session. This is the pregame show. So that way, when people come onto the page, they're not confused and they're saying, what happened here? Why is nobody here? So I'm just saying hello to you guys. I'm talking to myself, and that's always good. I could talk to myself for a while. I'm sure you're surprised to hear that. I super appreciate everyone who's ever on here early listening to me just jabber about myself. Hello. Nice to see you all, even though I can't see you. And we are going to go live in 4 minutes. It is right now 1:56 on what I'm looking at. And this thing's always a little bit delayed. So we wanted to get on here early and get after it. Today's session is going to be absolutely bonkers, off the rails as usual. Lots of new information to share, and I appreciate everybody taking some time from what may be their lunch hour. If you're eating, I hope you're eating something good. If you're not eating, then I hope you're having coffee, because I don't want you to fall asleep, and that would be terrible. And let's see what else. Some of you might be cold today. I saw the weather's very cold around the country. It is not cold where I am in South Florida. I will make fun of all of you. I'm looking outside. It's like, I don't know, 85 degrees. So there you go. And let's see. We are going live in 3 minutes. 3 exciting minutes. So LinkedIn Live. This platform is interesting. The problem with LinkedIn Live, and we're not started yet, this is the pregame show. The problem with LinkedIn Live is people never really feel comfortable knowing whether or not they're in the right place, right? They're always like, am I in the right place? Is this thing actually live? And it always is a little bit weird like that. So hopefully everyone's able to get on, see what's going on, and it's all good. I want to ask my crew, because I know they're in the chat room. Can you guys see me on the screen or not yet? Let's see. I'm going to go in the comment section and see what I can see. We are going live in 2 minutes, everybody. Cool. Well, who's ever here early, you guys are rock stars, because I dialed in early so everyone knows that they're in the right place, because LinkedIn Live is so weird that sometimes you don't know if you're in the right place. But you're in the right place. Am I in the right place? I don't know. And at 2 o'clock on the nose, we are going to go live, and we're going to rip through so much information. It's going to give you massive anxiety. You'll be exhausted, but it will be fun. I think it'll be fun. Lots of new information, and I know it's hard to carve out the time, so I appreciate it. Hopefully you get something good out of this. And I always get amped up after these sessions are over. I'm like, I don't know what just happened. I don't know what came out of my mouth. My team puts together the deck. We look at the deck, but I don't do a dry run, which I probably should. Right? I don't do a dry run. We just do it, and then whatever happens. And boy, is it sometimes a total dumpster fire. But today will not be a dumpster fire. No, it will not. We go live in 1 minute. 1 minute. Oh, boy. This is like me literally I have to be careful what I say, because everyone can hear me. And I have like thoughts in my head about a million things. And if I say them, you guys will all hang up on me, because you'd be like, oh, my God, that guy's out of his mind. And you would not be wrong. You would not be wrong. All right, we're going live here. It's 2 o'clock. I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited. This is going to be fun. What happens now? We did it. We are live. We are here. I am so excited that you are all here. Welcome to Do This, Not That. Gear up for your email marketing for Q3. I thank all of you for carving out some time in your day. I know it's hard. I'm going to do my absolute best to make this worthwhile. We're going to try to make it fun. We're going to try to make it crazy. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. The information I'm going to share with you is all new, right? So this is all new stuff. So let me do a 30 seconds about who I am. Some of you have heard me speak before. Thanks for coming back. I don't know why you came back. You shouldn't have come back, but I love you for coming back. You want more pain. You want more anxiety from me. So here we go. Those of you who've never heard me speak, you're going to be like, what is going on? I talk pretty fast. I cover a lot of stuff, but let me give you a little background on me, and then we're going to jump into why you're here. I share a lot of data, a lot of stats, a lot of information. Where does it come from? So my company is called Outcome Media. We just rebranded. We used to be called World Data. We're Outcome Media. We are a demand generation agency. We focus on things like email marketing, direct mail marketing, podcast advertising, all sorts of other direct response media. We help business and consumer marketers with their demand generation efforts, new customers, new subscribers, new leads, database growth, hygiene improvement, email marketing issues, consultation, all that stuff. We do that. I don't own any data. I don't own any platforms, right? We work with massive companies, mid-market, all sorts of different sized companies, and we use all their different platforms, whether it's HubSpot, Marketo, Pardot, Salesforce, whatever. And last year we transmitted roughly 6 billion email messages on behalf of all of our clients. And we also have a division called subjectline.com, a free website. A lot of people go there to check their subject lines for free. We take all the data from all these different things that we do. And last year we did 6 billion emails and we aggregate it. We rip out all these stats. So that's where my data comes from. And Outcome Media is about 110 people running around here in South Florida. That's our company. And who cares about me? Who cares about my company? That's not why you signed up. Let's get into it. Now, when I go through all the information that I'm going to go through, number one, everything is now. It is useless when you go to a session, right? And they're sharing information from a year ago. And you're like, okay, or even 6 months ago. 6 months ago, 3 months ago, the planet was a different place. A year ago, it's like I was on Mars, right? It was totally bonkers. So we're talking about data from right now. What I talk about today, 6 months from now, it may not work. Email marketing is rapidly changing all the time. And we're in the renaissance of email marketing. Never had higher open rates, never had higher click-through rates. And I want to tell you, all the data I'm going to share with you has been normalized, meaning everyone's worried about Apple and the iOS 15 and all this stuff. All my data, we've normalized the stats. So this is actually the correct metrics, what you're going to see. Now, I'm also going to share lots of little tips and tricks, okay? Lots of little things. Email marketing is all about doing the little thing and getting that edge. Every time you hit send, every time you send out an email, right, you have to say to yourself, what am I going to do to get my email open that I'm sending right now and not the other person's email that's going at the exact same time? It's this little battle, right? Every single time you hit send. So we're going to talk about little things to get the email opened and lots of other topics. So this first one's going to seem so small, but it's huge and it's right now. We are literally all full of it and we know it. Okay, we are all full of it. What do I mean by that? We do not trust each other. It's a sad state. It's a sad state of mind for society that this is the case. I don't trust you. You don't trust me. You don't trust your neighbor. You have a conversation with your neighbor and they say, hey, by the way, this is the greatest thing whatever. And you're like, you walk away like, that guy's a doofus. I don't agree with that guy. No one trusts anybody. That's the world that we live in. And we're seeing it in email, and understanding the mindset of who you are marketing to allows you to get the boost in the open rate. I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is where we're at in email. So when Google sends me an email, okay, and this is from the other day, right, April 22nd, it says the truth about first-party data strategy. They could have just sent out, the information about first-party data strategy, but no, they wrote the truth, okay? Angie's List, the true cost of 15 remodeling projects. Now, are these marketers just saying true and truth for no reason? No. What we have done is we've created the problem. Not only do we not trust each other, but every time we send out an email, whether you're a business marketer or consumer marketer, it's a superlative. The biggest sale of the year, the most important white paper. This webinar is critical. Everything is a superlative, the most important, the biggest, the least, the worst. So now we have to do a 180 as a marketer, and we have to say the true cost of a remodeling project. What's the real cost of corporate gifting? What's the real value of your customer data? Real traveler point of view inside. Here it is. These little things, big boost to open rate. What's an open rate? You send out 100,000 emails. 20,000 people open your email. 20% open rate. Right now, last 60 days, including truth, actual, real, in the subject line, is lifting open rates 21% for consumer marketers, 28% for business-to-business marketers. Now you're saying, like, really? This is what I'm giving out my lunch hour for, to hear this nonsense? Yes, because the world of email marketing is all about doing that little thing. What is that little thing that's going to do that's going to give you the edge, right? You're not going to go into a meeting and be like, okay, let's talk about email. One thing we're going to do, we're going to change everything. That's not how it works. It's hundreds of little things, little tests, and it's all about testing, right? I have no idea, by the way. You guys are on LinkedIn Live. I'm staring at my screen. I don't even know. Fire me a thumbs up once in a while, because I have no idea if any of this makes any sense, but who knows? Probably doesn't. That's fine. Apple. I like looking at what Apple does. If you look at Apple News, right, every time they send something out, now it's always about the truth about the Great Resignation, the surprising truth about metabolism. I can't speak. I'm illiterate. The truth about night sweats. They're gross. That's the truth. Anyway, it's always about the truth. What's real, what's actual. I got this one 2 days ago. This one's ridiculous. I'm not saying to copy this one. The subject line says, be honest. What do you think of the shift to personalized marketing? I'm not saying do that. I mean, that inherently says I'm dishonest. Okay. But this is where we are at mentally. Okay. And as marketers, we can either ignore it and just keep going down the same path and say, here's my special offer. Here's my upcoming webinar. And you could put your head in the sand, or you could use the latest tactics, tricks, tips, whatever, and try to get that boost. I'm going to win because I'm going to send this out using the latest tips, and I'm going to try it out. Another word, really. Unfortunately, really is part of the same thing, part of this truth serum that we're trying to put out there. What mom Wayfair sends out, what mom really wants, which, by the way, is totally weird to send that out. Marketing Insider. What demand marketing really means. It's really ending. Really this. You really can have it all. Yes, really, whatever. Okay, does Web3 really matter? Now, why? Believe it or not, it's nonsensical. Really, in your subject line, lifts open rates, 17 and 19%. And it's not that somebody gets the email, right? And they're like, oh, look at that. It says really. I'm going to open up this email. No, that's not the way the world works. The world works like this. You get the email, you have a millisecond, you're going through your inbox, whether it's you wearing your professional hat or your consumer hat, right? And something stops you. Something says, oh, I'm going to open that up. And whatever it is, you're not saying, oh my God, I love the word really. No, it caught your eye, you open it up, and that's it. That's the game. Get my email open. And also, it's talking like a real human being to each other. Too often in marketing, we forget we're marketing to other humans, right? The more we can talk like a human being, the better it does. Like I got this email the other day from Salesforce. Seeing colleagues again, embrace the weirdness. I love that, right? That's real. That's being a real human being. It is epically weird, right? When you go back to your office for the first time in 2 years and you see everybody, some people, by the way, look great. They got in shape. Some people decided to consume their refrigerator every 2 weeks. Some people grew out their hair. Some people there's 12 different new earrings and nose rings. Everybody got changed. Everyone's weird. Okay. It's a weird thing. That's okay. Embrace the weirdness. It's awesome. Oh my God. I go home after these and my wife will be like, hey, how did it go? I'm like, I think I spent an hour yelling at my computer. I think that's what I did for a living today. And she's like, you're an idiot. And she's 100% right. Anyway, so other things. We are all actually clueless. I am clueless. Not only are we clueless, we like to hide the fact that we're clueless. What do I mean by that? Like the other day, I was with a buddy of mine, and we were talking about fishing. I know nothing about fishing. And he's like, hey, what do you think about going fishing and using this bait? And I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I had no idea what he was talking about, but I was a little embarrassed. I was embarrassed to say I didn't know. I felt like I should know. I'm a 46-year-old. I've been fishing a bunch of times. I know nothing about fishing. I've retained no information. Okay. So why do I say that? The concept of 101 is killing it right now in email. It's the easiest thing. Pop in spaces. 101, how to get started. Search engine journal. Small business marketing. 101, getting started. College prep. 101. What does 101 equal? 101 is so awesome right now in the subject line. You see it on all these examples here, whether they're business examples or consumer examples. Why is 101 so awesome? It increases open rates 19% consumer, 31% on the B2B side when you're using the subject line. Why is it so awesome? Because it's like a secret between the marketer and the recipient. The marketer saying, hey, doofus, I don't think you know about this, but I think that you think you're supposed to know about it. So we're going to hook you up and we're going to tell you the basics, okay? So you don't have to worry about it. And we're not going to tell anybody that you don't know what you're doing or talking about, whatever. And then I get it. And I'm like, oh, I really need to know the 101 on that because I'm supposed to know it and I don't know it, right? So I'm going to open this up. You are helping the recipient overcome this knowledge barrier that they have, whether it's a consumer product or it's a business service, doesn't matter. It's the easiest thing in the world because basically everything we're sending out is 101. It's all 101. We're all basically saying, I'm going to explain this to you in really simple terms, and then I'm going to get you into our nurture stream, and I'm going to torture you until you become a client. But it's all 101 because it's that initial grab, right? Okay, let's get off all that. Let's talk about win-back programs for a little bit here. Let's talk about win-back programs. And I'm all over the place. These are my sessions, right? There's no coherent path to what we're going to talk about, but we're going to cover a lot of stuff. And the most important thing we talk about is tests, ideas, things that when you leave here, the nice part about this, everything that we talk about today, when you leave here, if you're setting up a campaign this afternoon, you can test a bunch of these things. If I give out 20 ideas, okay, I promise you this, the majority of them are going to fail. That's right. That's the type of promise you get from my session. They're going to fail because that is marketing. It's all about testing. And if I say something's going to go up 30%, it may go up 40% for you. It may go up 5%. It may do worse. Why? There's too many variables. Your company's brand, the time of day, how often you're sending out, your database cleanliness, your creative, who cares, whatever. But it's all about testing. We're trying to generate ideas, thinking, new, whatever. Let's talk about your win-back program. You know, we are, as email marketers, we're a very interesting bunch because basically we go to work every day and we fail. We literally fail. Why do I say we fail? Because when you send out an email to, your database, you send out an email to 100,000 people. It's very rare, very, very rare that you get above a 50% open rate, right? So almost every time you hit send, more people are ignoring your email than are opening your email. You're actually failing, every time you hit send. Now, we also know, unfortunately, over the course of, a year, 2 years, whatever, within your database, what is the big problem that you're going to have? You are going to have a chunk of your database that doesn't engage at all. They don't open and they don't click. And they sit in your database, right? They signed up at some point. They bought something at some point. They got into your database at some point. But now they are the boat anchors. They sit there, they don't open, they don't click, time goes by, it gets worse. They're like doing nothing. And you sit in these meetings saying, we got to reactivate. We got to re-engage. We got to win back. How are we going to do it? We're going to get all these people going again, right? So let's go through the 5 best versions of win back emails and how well they work or don't work. And this is how they should occur in order of steps, right? These are for the people that have not been opening and clicking on your emails for a long period of time. Okay. The first one that marketers send out is the remember me email. No incentive. Okay. It's just a remember me. And we've all gotten these. So we're looking at people who haven't opened or clicked on one of your emails in over 18 months. The first email that goes out to these people, right, in your nurture stream is, we miss you. And I try to show B2B, B2C examples, right? We miss you. Okay, they miss me. I'll open it up. Let me try to remember why I was interested in this. On average, the remember me version of this email that goes out has an average open rate of 3% on the business side, 6% on the consumer side. Now you're saying that's terrible. 3 and 6% is epically horrible. Stop. It's actually good. It's actually good because these are literally people who have not opened or clicked on any of your emails in over 18 months. So any percentage is a win, right? So 3 and 6%, great. You got some people engaged. They can go back to the other database now. The next one, okay, they didn't open the We Miss You. What are we going to do? We got to incentivize, give them the kitchen sink, give them free stuff. That's what we do. That's what marketers do, right? So Blue Apron, say goodbye to $160 off. They're basically saying, you're getting $160 off here. Don't say goodbye to it. We miss you, 30% off your next order. When you do the crazy incentive for the non-engaged people in your database, 3 to 8% open rate. Pretty good on the consumer side. That's the second one. The third one is a winner on the B2B side for sure. Big time winner on the B2B side. The third one is the feedback and verification. And this is the one that marketers don't do enough of. Okay, so people haven't engaged in the last 18 months, right? The feedback one is simple. When Uber says, hey, Angela, we'd love your feedback, right? And then they want you to click on a thing and say why you haven't been using their service or give us some feedback as to what we could do better. People love giving that type of feedback. They love saying, you stink. Here's why you stink. They love getting their rocks off. Okay, the feedback one is a no-brainer to get that engagement going again. The verification one, people do not do enough of. Verify, this one happens to be a membership organization. Verify your membership status. But that's not the only verification that you can do. People get nervous, right? All of a sudden, oh my God, I'm in this database. I signed up for something. And now they're saying I need to verify. If I don't verify, I might not get this email anymore. And when we talk about verification, it's not like your membership status only. It could be, are you still working with outcomemedia.com, right? Is your team still using HubSpot, right? Is Salesforce still your CRM? Or the very simple subject line, verify your active status. Any form of verification gives a massive open rate boost in terms of win back strategies. It's a no-brainer. Okay, the next one is feedback plus incentive. Now people they're ignoring everything. They were losing them, whatever. Magnolia does a great job. Chip and Joanna Gaines, love them. They'll do, hey, we want your feedback. And by the way, if you give us your feedback, you're going to get 20% off your next purchase, right? So we're winning them back. And this one actually has a high click-through rate. Great for consumer. These are all win-back strategies that work really well. Then we get desperate. Oh, no, they're not responding to anything. They really don't like me. And then you send the email, is it time to say goodbye? We really don't want to say goodbye. And then the recipient gets nervous. What do? Oh, okay, I don't want to say goodbye either. I open it up, or they ignore you. The worst part about marketers that do this, which by the way, I think this is a good move, is that they're actually not being very truthful. Like when Chief Marketer says, is it time to say goodbye? They're not actually saying we're taking you off the list. Or when Yankee Candle says, we really don't want to say goodbye, they're not going to. They thought about it and they said, we're not going to. They're saying this to scare you as a recipient. This is not really you're getting removed from the database. It is a scare tactic, which is a little questionable, but this is what marketers do. And it works pretty well. HubSpot, for example, does the real goodbye, the smell you later. And it works. Okay, they really will take you off the list. It says, this is goodbye. Here's why, right? And if you want, you have to actually click that button to say resubscribe now. This will get you an open rate 5 to 9%. So you do all of these things, right? You do all these different versions of stuff, and it will help boost your win-back strategy. My wife makes me put this slide in the decks because she thinks I'm going to keel over because I don't take a sip of water and I don't take a breath and all this different types of stuff. And hopefully she's not right. Oh, and don't forget, I will talk about this later. Do not disappear at the end. I should also say this. In the chat room are two of my team members from subjectline.com, Elise and Stanya. If you have any issues, you can message with them. And any comments you put in there, any questions, whatever, I will definitely come back to this and I will look at this later and I will get back to you guys. Any questions that you may put in there, or if you tell me I'm horrible, that's fine too. I'll tell you about Guru Conference later. Free conference. You got to go to it. I'm putting it on. It's huge. It's all about email, but that's for later in the session. Don't bail on me until this is over, please. Okay. Now we get to more crazy stuff. Why are you looking at Elvis? Why am I looking at Elvis? I don't know if you're looking at Elvis. Why am I looking at Elvis? Elvis is dead. If I broke that news to you, I'm very sorry. But Elvis is dead. This is a myth. Now, we live in a land of myths. Email marketing is the land of nonsense. If you go, I can't, this is like something in my universe that bothers me so much. Okay, so if you go and you're setting up your email, okay, and you put in the subject line, I don't know, free discount today, right? And then you show that to somebody else in your team, like, oh, you can't write that. You can't put the word free in your subject line because you're going to go to the spam folder, right? Now, that's a spammy word. And you're like, what? And then you go online, and we all know this. If you Google spam trigger words, there's literally thousands of articles, and they're all recent. Look, 2022, this is not like old stuff. They tell you all the trigger words. They're going to make you go into the spam folder. I hate this information. This information is epic lies. It's an epic myth. And the problem is email experts are the worst human beings on earth, of which I don't proclaim to be. They're the worst people on earth because they're very lazy. Why do I say that? What people that call themselves email experts do is they want to put out content on LinkedIn, and they want to have a webinar, and they want to write an article, and they want to scare everybody, scare people. So they say things like, hey, you can't put brackets in your subject line because you're going to get filtered. Special characters, you're going to go to the junk folder. You can't capitalize in your subject line. No. Filtered spam folder. It's not true. 15 years ago, okay? 15 years ago, when you had an AOL address, an Earthlink account, an AltaVista account, a Lycos account, an Excite.com account. Yes, 15 years ago, if you capitalize stuff in your subject line, if you use an exclamation point in your subject line, if you use the word free in your subject line, yes, you would have gone to the junk and spam folder. Why? Because back then, that's how filtering worked. It was based on the words that you put in your subject line and your headline and your body copy. The world has changed, okay? Everything has changed. Technology has changed. You stay in the inbox because of the engagement. People are opening, clicking on your emails, the sending reputation of your IP address and the systems that you're using. It has nothing to do with your content. In fact, and this is the most recent data that we have, if you put words like free in your subject line, it will lift your open rate 24 to 31%. Put a bracket at the start of your subject line. Bracket the most important information, right? B2B, 18% lift, consumer, 14% lift. Exclamation point, costs you nothing. You hit shift and number 1, lifts your open rate. Numbers in your subject line, lift your open rate. Emojis are fantastic. 94% of all receiving email networks can view emojis just fine. Why are you not using an emoji? Why are business marketers not using emojis? They're wrong. Capitalization is great. I'm trying to liberate everybody from thinking about this nonsense. It is epic nonsense, okay? It's hard enough to get an email open. Now, with this crazy myth, you can get your email open with your hands tied behind your back. It's terrible, right? Here's Salesforce. Yours free, sales templates. And these are all recent emails. How about Domino's? I love Domino's, right? I'm not telling you that you're going to have subject lines like Domino's. I don't know what these subject lines mean, but you know what? I love them. Why? Because it gets me to open them. I'm like, these are insane. Right, I literally have I found a website where you could do a emoji translate. You put in the emojis and it tells you what it said. I actually got it because of my teenage kids. They'll message me and they'll send me emojis and I'm like, I don't know what that means. And so now I know what it means. And basically they're telling me I'm a tool, which they probably are right. Anyway, so I love it. Sign up for all these emails. That's the other thing. Sign up for lots of emails. Your own inbox, your own brain is going to be the best that you're going to find in terms of good ideas, bad ideas. Marketing profs. Love marketing profs, right? Oh my God, a B2B email using an emoji? Yes. B2B marketers, it works. What if they were called business icons and they weren't called emojis? You would use them, right? You would use them. They work. What are we going to do when you hit send to get my email opened and not the other person's email opened, right? That's the game. How do I get my email to stand out? Wayfair, right? I got these 3 emails from Wayfair yesterday. Wayfair doesn't care. I mean, they are like, listen, dude, I got an email. And short of me coming to your house and knocking on your door, you're opening up this email. We're going to put 75 emojis in the pre-header. We're going to capitalize everything. We're going to mess with the from address. We are doing it. And you know what? I open up the emails. They're bonkers, right? Meta. Facebook knows a little bit about data. Why do they put their stuff in the brackets at the start of the subject line? Why do they carve out their offer and put it at the start of the subject line? Because they know it grabs our attention and you won't get filtered. Okay, oh, but wait, I work for a nonprofit. I can't do that. Why not? The American Heart Association uses emojis. Why can't you? You can do it. And how about this? Every time I do a session, invariably, every single time, and hey, it's cool. And I work with a lot of these companies, okay? Every time I do a session, somebody will say this to me. Yeah, but I market to public sector. I market to state and local government. I market to healthcare, very conservative, regulated industry. We can't do some of these things, blah, 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 blah. That's because you're not trying to push the envelope, right? Look at my friends at Deloitte. There's one on the left. Oh my God, they're using numbers in their subject line. They're targeting government individuals, or they're talking about tax professionals and they're capitalizing their special edition. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because you know why? It works. I don't care what market it is. Wait, you're targeting IT developers and you're using an emoji rocket ship? Yes, because it stands out. Yeah, but I'm targeting the education space. How about this? New York Public Library letting everybody know about books using emojis. Yes, you can. All right, so let's talk about another myth. Let's talk about another crazy myth. I really need to take more sips of water. I mean, who am I kidding? I'm going to watch this back later and be like, I am totally bonkers, but that's fine. Okay, moment of pause. Yes. All right. Another myth, right? Never eat before you swim. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Not only do I not pay attention to this, I eat while I swim. You know, I will sit on a float and I will have nachos and I'll be in the pool. This is another myth. And we have another major myth in email marketing that has nothing to do with nachos. Okay, that is a massive myth, which is unsubscribes are not bad. By the way, Ruth Langmore, who's fired up? I'm fired up. Tomorrow, last 7 episodes of Ozark come out. If you don't like Ozark, you got to get on board with Ozark. I watch some of the most epically horrible TV on the planet. Ozark is not among them. I will tell you, I'm very excited. This summer, we have The Bachelorette, which is going to have 2 bachelorettes on it, which is great. First time. And Bachelor in Paradise is coming back. Very excited about that. I don't know why I just went down that rabbit hole. Anyway, unsubscribes are not bad. They're not bad. Spam complaints are the bad ones. Why am I telling you this? Because here's what happens. It drives me crazy. All these test ideas, okay? We send out all these new ideas. Oh my God, that crazy guy Jay, he took over my lunch hour. And I tested all this stuff. I put an emoji in the subject line. And what happened? Our unsubscribe rate went up. Oh no, call an emergency meeting. Somebody wrote us in and say, take me off this list. You're horrible. I hate you. Why am I on this list? And what do? You go, stop sending email, freeze everything. The world's coming to an end, right? Because we got a lot of unsubscribes. Unsubscribes are good. What? Yes, they're good. Even when you get these notifications from like Google, unsubscribe from CatFax. Click unsubscribe. This is a good thing when this happens. I have no idea why I'm on CatFax. I don't have a cat. I don't even know if I know people that have cats. I don't know. But anyway, I stayed on the list. That's the best part. Anyway, so do spam complaints hurt your deliverability? Yes. Do unsubscribes? No. Spam complaints is when someone clicks on the button on the top, it says, this is spam. You don't want a lot of those. What you don't mind is unsubscribes. Why are unsubscribes not bad? Why does somebody unsubscribe from your list, and why is it actually a good thing? Okay. This slide's horribly confusing. I'm going back for a second. So people unsubscribe from your list for a couple of reasons. Number one, okay, they, like for me, I don't unsubscribe from one list. I'm having a bad day. My inbox is overloaded. I go, that's it. Purge. Unsubscribe from things, right? And I'll subscribe for like 4 different lists. All right. And I'll just take myself off. Or I'll have a life event. Oh my God, I just moved. So I don't need to know about what's happening in South Florida anymore. Take me off the South Florida lists. Okay. Things happen. I got a new job. I'm doing something different. I'm going to unsubscribe. I don't care about what you're talking about anymore. Unsubscribes are part of the natural course of our lives. And why else do unsubscribes happen? Unsubscribes happen when you test new things. So if you did a test, okay, and you put in one subject line the word free, and another subject line the word complimentary, right? And you tested it, and the one that said free got a higher open rate, but at the same time, it increased your unsubscribe rate by 3 to 5%. You're like, oh no, the world's coming to an end because you got more unsubscribes. When your unsubscribe rate goes up by 5%, let's say it's at 1% on average, which would be high, but let's just say it's at 1%. It's going up from 1% to like 1.05% to nothing. But here's why it's a good thing, and why you need to go back into those meetings and say, are unsubscribes a problem or spam complaints? Spam complaints, yeah, bad. Unsubscribe's not bad, and here's why. When someone unsubscribes, what are they doing? They get your email, and they say, oh, wait a minute, I see an emoji in the subject line. I didn't even know I was still on this list. But for the first time in forever, the email that you just sent them is not wallpaper. It stood out because it had brackets, it had capitalization, it had a number. It stood out to them. And they go, oh my God, I forgot I was even on this list, right? And so what do? They open it up and they go, oh, I don't even want to be on the list though. Who cares? I forgot. And they go in the unsubscribe. But in order for them to unsubscribe, what did? They opened your email. They engaged. They clicked on a link. They engaged. It actually is a win for your deliverability, believe it or not. Okay? So you're removing a boat anchor person who never wanted to do work with you again. You're getting an engagement metric for your sending reputation. Okay? And your database is getting cleaner. This is good. So when you go back into that meeting, okay, and they're like, unsubscribes are going up because we tested using the word free. We tested the brackets. We got more unsubscribes. You go, who cares? That's okay. That is a good thing. They're unsubscribing because they saw your emails for the first time in forever. All right. Wow, we covered a lot. We have a lot. Woo! Don't bail on me. We are in the home stretch here, and I want to rip through the next 10 stats, 10 tips really fast, and I have something amazing at the end. Please hang on. I sound like an infomercial. I'm going to sell you an oven that can cook a chicken in less than 10 minutes. That is not what I'm going to do. Okay. All right. These next 10 tips, but seriously, don't bail because the end of this thing is going to be cool, I think. All right. 10 tips way too fast because everything I do is just ridiculous. All right. Another word that's doing really well, and you see the irony here. There's an ironic point. I'm going to give you tips, and the first tip is about the word tips. Come on. That's pathetic. Tips. The word tips is doing really well in the subject line, right? 7 content writing tips every writer should know. 5 tips for digital decluttering. Okay, special hot party tips for the grad. Tips, the last 3 months in the subject line, boosting open rates 19 and 21%. Why does tips do so well? What is it? When I say the word tips, what does it mean to you? It means it's not going to be a lot. It's not going to be boring. Okay, I'm going to consume it really fast, and I don't have to like download some crazy thingamabob. It's just going to be rapid, right? That's all we want is just tell me the thing. I just want to know the thing now. I don't want to send 12 different things to find out the thing. Just tell me the thing, right? Tips is that word. It's working really well right now. Okay. Another quick tip. Oh my goodness. You know what the problem is? We make these decks before I do these presentations, and then there's like 7,000 slides of them, and my team goes, you can get through all that, right? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Why couldn't I get through all that? And then I sit here with my Ember mug. Here's my commercial. I drink a lot of coffee, way too much coffee. This is my favorite thing on earth. I love this thing. An Ember mug, which I don't get paid to say this. I need them as a client. If you're out there, become my client. This is a mug that you can control the temperature of your coffee for the longevity of the coffee being in there, right? So I like my coffee really hot. It keeps my coffee hot. I control it with an app. This is the greatest invention of all time. I don't remember how I got on that topic. Okay, back to email marketing. Landing pages that have the same primary image as the originating email generate a higher overall conversion rate. What? So when Oracle sends out this email and it's promoting some thingamabob, some white paper guide, I don't know, and I click on it and I get to the landing page and I see the same primary image, I'm comfortable. It increases the conversion rate. When PacSun, which is my daughter's favorite store, I'm not kidding. I don't know what goes on, but PacSun, you have to go there. And when you go to PacSun, the game is they sell a lot of jean shorts. My daughter's 14. And the jean shorts, they end up costing more and more money, but there's less and less of them, the material. It's a fascinating business. Eventually, I'm just going to give them money and we're not going to get anything back. There's going to be no actual shorts. It's just going to be invisible. Anyway, same primary image, 50% off. When you get to that landing page, it increases the conversion because we're comfortable. Not like I clicked on the thing. Did I get the thing? Am I in the right place? It's so easy. You're just repeating the same image on the destination page. Okay, totally random other topic. This is going to jump around these 10 topics. Newsletters, your email newsletter. Your email newsletters, you guys put so much effort into them, business and consumer, so much effort into them, right? Oh my God, we're going to get it out every single week. We got to get our newsletter, get the content, whatever. And then you put these horribly boring subject lines. Oh my God, they're epically boring and they become wallpaper and nobody opens them up after like the first 2 newsletters you send out. Goodreads, I like Goodreads, right? It helps me pick out books to read, all this stuff. Their newsletter subject lines, the most exciting thing that happened to their newsletter subject lines was that the other day they forgot the word the in front of one of them. Don't do that. Let me show you the latest trend. These are all from today, right? I took this screenshot from my own inbox today. So this isn't like some like year ago thing, whatever. Emojis at the start, first character of your newsletter. Emojis, first character of your email newsletter, increase open rates 22% the last 6 months. Right? Why? Right? And some of these are very, important business ones too, right? Why? Because it stands out, right? You get all these other emails, it stands out. When you're going to do an emoji, you're going to do brackets, you're going to do capitalization, you're going to do a number. I don't care what it is. Those first few characters are where it's at. Don't put stuff at the end of your subject line. That's an epic waste. That's where response rates go to die, the end of your subject line. Okay, it all has to happen at the start. Using an emoji as your first character, easiest way to get your open rates up. Done. I get this question all the time. It's a great question. Can I put video in my email? Now, can you find 100 companies that will say, we have a technology that we can embed a video into your email and all these amazing things will happen and it's very advanced and our platform can do all this nonsense? Yeah, okay. Can you technically do it? Yes. Is it a total disaster? Yes, because it impacts deliverability. It's annoying. Nobody's expecting an email in a video in their email. So what actually works when you want to be showing a video? Okay, what actually works? It couldn't be more simple. You get the email. The one on the left is the email. It has a picture of the video with the big play button. It's an image. Then what do people do? Because we are trained to click on the big red play button. They click on the play button and it takes them to the landing page. Yay! It couldn't be easier. Emails that show the play button for video content versus emails that just discuss video content. They don't show that big play button. That play button increases click-through rates by 34% versus not having that kind of an image in there. So if you're trying to get video consumed on demand, and by the way, right now, on-demand video is destroying webinars. As irony would have it, we're on a webinar right now, but on-demand is doing so much better than live webinars are. If you're a B2B marketer and you're not all in on on-demand right now, and by the way, you don't call it on-demand. You call it watch now. Don't say on-demand. On-demand's negative. Watch now, positive, right? On-demand's where it's at. Big picture of the video, big circle play button, no brainer. Oh my God, these stats are everywhere. 2 times, okay, when you have an offer, consumer, B2B, doesn't matter. You have an offer, you're sending it out. How often should you send it out? Okay, real simple one here that marketers are doing right now. Should you send it out 2 times over 3 days or 3 times over 3 days? Send an email out, same email out twice or 3 times over 3 days. Marketers are sending the email out. I know you're gonna be like, no, I can't do it. I'm not allowed, some other ridiculous reason. What marketers are doing right now, 3-time touch over 3 days. If you do a 3-time touch versus a 2-time touch over 3 days, increases response rates, B2B 31, consumer 22%. Come on. All you're doing is pressing send one more time. So when Salesforce has their offer, April 11th, April 12th, April 13th, that is what they are doing. Okay. When Tom's wants to give me shoes, okay, 19th, 20th, 21st, that is what they are doing. This is what marketers are doing 3 times over 3 days. I got this the other day. It made me laugh. I love this. The subject line was, are 3 touches enough to engage the modern buyer? That was the topic. Are 3 touches aren't enough? And you know what? I believe them because they sent it to me 4 times. 3 touches clearly are not enough in their opinion. So there you go. I thought that was funny. I thought this was interesting. I don't have a stat. So I was on MailCharts the other day, great website, mailcharts.com. And you can see the sending behavior of different marketers, what day they send stuff out on. And I was looking because everyone's always about, what day should I send out my email? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever. And look, that's a rabbit hole we can go down another time. But what I like to look at is, what do the marketers who own the platforms? Adobe owns Marketo. Salesforce owns Salesforce Marketing Cloud and Pardot. When do they send out their emails? Because they should know something about everything, right? Look at this. They both send out the majority of their emails when? On Mondays. That's interesting because a lot of people don't send out on Mondays. I just share that because test it out. Another great test. Oh my goodness. Now you know that you're at an amazing session, and don't leave yet because I have stuff at the end. I got to tell you, do not leave. You know you're at an amazing session with somebody that probably should not be conducting a session when they put up a picture of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. I have to tell you that I've gone down the rabbit hole on this whole thing, and I think it is fantastic. Okay, it is like phenomenal. And if I there's so much I want to say that I can't say because it's wrong and gross, but it's awesome. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please, tonight when you go home with your significant other, I want you to go on YouTube and I want you to watch some of these court proceedings, and it's fantastic. Anyway, I don't know why. I wanted to just talk about words that actually hurt your response rate. And so these words stink. That's the key word on the slide. They stink. Anyway, if you put these words in the subject line, you'll actually have a decreased open rate. Okay? Because nobody wants what? Nobody wants another meeting. They'll put meeting in the subject line. Nobody wants to chat. Don't tell me anything's quick. I don't want to be told to remember. Might, featured. These words, negative. They stink, according to Amber Heard. Anyway, oh my God. All right, wait. Now, this is important. Please do not hang up. I know you're going to hang up. Don't hang up. Who's on the phone? I know you're going to bail. Do not bail because this is important. It's important to me. It's important to you. And I want to get you also the slides and all that. I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that. Okay? And Stanley's the GOAT. All right. First off, a few things. My company, do not bail because somebody at the end is new. We put out a calendar, the best and worst days to send out email calendar. Red days are days you may want to avoid for all sorts of different reasons. We have a business calendar and a consumer calendar. Green days are days that we know from all of our data may be really good, right? You're going to want this information as we head into the second half of the year. If you want that calendar, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to put my email address up in a second. I have a newsletter called The Scoop. Every 2 weeks or so, I send out an email. It has all these stats in it, craziness. I don't really promote stuff in it. I really just try to get you the latest trends. If you want to be a part of Scoop, you can tell me that you want to be a part of Scoop, the newsletter, totally free. It's kind of fun. Okay, this is big. In November this year, my company has launched another new business called Guru Events. We're going to be putting on large-scale, free, 100% free virtual conferences on all sorts of different topics. Our first event is this November. It is called Guru Conference. It is a 2-day email marketing only conference. It is 100% free. Okay, it is virtual. We are expecting 10,000 people. Here's the problem. It's become very popular. People are signing up. We have limited number of spots. I want all of you to be able to attend. Okay, you're going to want to go. Me and my team are handpicking every speaker. I'll be speaking there. We got about 35 speakers. GuruConference.com is where you register. Or if you want to, if you're crazy enough, you send me one email, jays@corpwd.com. If you want all the stuff, Jay, sign me up for Guru. I want the slides from today. This is the only way to get the slides. I want the slides. I want the calendar. I want to be signed up for Scoop. Just send me an email that says, send me everything. That's it. And I will get you signed up for Guru. I will get you signed up for, get you the slides. I will get you the calendar. I will get you Scoop. Okay. And it's going to be awesome. I promise you that event is going to be something that you're going to want to be at. I do more of these webinars. I want to connect with everybody on LinkedIn. Please, if you are listening, when this is over, send me a connection request. I want to connect with you. This is how I let people know about the content that we're putting out, about new webinars, about horrible TV I'm watching. So connect with me on LinkedIn. One more thing for those of you who don't use subjectline.com, that's a division of my company. It's a free site. Okay, you can go there and check your subject line score, how good or bad it is. And also leave comments in there. Please let me know if you thought this was an epic waste of time on the whatever the chat feature is on this LinkedIn Live. You know, we're constantly trying to figure out, are we doing this right? Is this session terrible? Whatever. So any feedback in there is going to be really helpful for us to digest. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What time is it? We just did that in 46 minutes. Come on. That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. All right. So email me, please. Please. I want to stay in contact with everybody. I think this was fun. I don't know. I had fun. Hopefully you had fun. Go watch Ozark tomorrow. Google the trial, and everyone be well. And thank you so much for being here. Take care.